welcome back to American Agenda. We have some breaking news for you. The Supreme Court basically sidestepped some abortion cases. Now, this after they ruled on the Louisiana abortion case. A couple of cases today, they declined to take up several abortion cases, one being in Indiana. So they sent it down to the lower court to challenge two Indiana laws, one signed in 2016 by then Governor Mike Pence that required an ultrasound and an 18-hour waiting period before an abortion, and another that requires minors to obtain parental consent before the procedure. So that was happening in that state, and then so several other cases as well. Two cases out of Illinois and Pennsylvania challenging whether governments can shield areas in front of abortion clinics from protests. So obviously a lot going on with these abortion cases. Again, they ruled that in the Louisiana case, and now you have all of these that they have basically declined to take up. Bob?
And the significant thing about the Louisiana case is the undue burden put on the woman. And this appears as though it's saying you can put burdens. Maybe these are not undue burdens. And that's why the fact that they remanded them back to the lower courts indicates the Supreme Court's in no mood to keep looking at these issues one by one. So we'll have to see. And it stays on the landscape as a possible campaign issue as we approach November. Also wanted to let people know in other breaking news that Hugh Downs has died. Now, those of us old enough remember he was forever on TV. He was at ABC. He was with Barbara Walters on 2020. At one point, I think he had hosted the Today Show. He had done, I think he had been a game show guy also. I mean, he had done just about anything and everything when it comes to, he hosted Concentration. So I think he retired in 1999 and apparently has passed away at the age of 99. So a great career, well respected, and now he does pass, and those of us old enough to remember that know that he was one of the good ones. So
yeah,
just wanted to bring
I remember him. I remember his voice. He had this distinct voice. It was almost like a broadcast. It was that tip of that broadcaster voice. Yeah. You can't
Very
forget.
calming.
So yes, yes, absolutely. Yeah. All right. Well, all right, turning now to the economy. The monthly unemployment report out today shows the job market recovering during the coronavirus pandemic. And basically what it said, in May, unemployment dipped to 11.1%. That's a 16.5% drop from the tidal wave of layoffs triggered by the pandemic. Joining us now to weigh in on this good news are Catherine Tuggle, editor-in-chief of HerMoney.com, and Norm Champ, the former director of the SEC Division of Investment Management. Guys, this is a good start, but don't we have a long way to go, Catherine?
We do. I mean, the economy is recovering, but it is still on life support, right? So this 5 million number is encouraging. Economists had originally said that we would be adding around 500,000 jobs per month to the economy right after the recession. So we're far outpacing that, but there's still a long way to go.
Yeah, Norm, what's your take on these?
I think it's very encouraging that the economy would add almost 5 million jobs. That's a huge number, the most ever. And we need to look at that as a sign of the resiliency of the economy. If we can keep on this path and get to the economy getting revived, I think we'll see continued job growth. Unemployment rate down to 11.1%, still too high, but very encouraging for the future.
Catherine, were there specific industries where we saw that job growth? Was it retail? Where was it?
Well, we're seeing a lot of the jobs come back into the hospitality industry, into restaurants and hotels. We're also seeing the tech industry growing, and the jobs that we have previously talked about, which would be with CVS and Target and Walgreens and 7-Eleven, and those jobs as people start to order more online and get back out into traveling.
When I look at these, though, our labor force has shrunk quite a bit. Norm, and you also see certain people not included in these numbers, like 1099 workers and small business owners that may not be getting unemployment, so they're not filing to get unemployment. I see empty restaurants. I see empty retail stores. I see planes grounded. So even to compare it to the 10% unemployment we had out of the Great Recession, it still seems like we have some work to do.
no question we have a long way to go, and our economy is much more complex than it was in the days of everyone having, sort of regular factory jobs and no question, many varieties of the ways that people work. I will say, though, that this in hospitality hiring is a good sign. It looks like we are going to reopen. Obviously, we've had some flare-ups here and there. But if we remain on that course, I think that the concern on undercounting, you also see these statistics that a certain number of jobs have vanished. But that's part of our economic history and part of capitalism. Yeah. Some jobs vanish, but we'll get new jobs created. Yeah. And I think you'll see
creative destruction.
Exactly. And it happens every time.
Allie.
Catherine, so we're seeing these job numbers and unemployment, but we also are going to have that $600 run out for unemployment benefits at the end of July. What type of effect is that going to have?
Well, I think a lot of people who have more unemployment than they were when they were working in jobs.
Yeah, we're sorry, Catherine. Catherine, we're having trouble understanding you. I hate to interrupt you because I always want to hear what you have to say. But it sounds like you're in with the goldfish, swimming around and trying to talk with them. So that's the way I would describe it. But we look forward to talking to you again very soon. Catherine Tuggle, Norm Champ, and coming back more of American Agenda after this.